Happy Friday the 13th, everyone. Like any solid franchise, after having a great conclusion, if it makes money, be sure there's always going to be another entry. Friday the 13th, A New Beginning is the fifth installment of the Friday the 13th series. Now, me personally, Jason is iconic, but like as far as the quality of these films, I don't think they're up there with Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street. You're pretty much going to have kind of like your snuff films with like violence, sex, and gore. But sometimes that's all you need in a slasher film. And I have to say, this one takes an interesting turn because the final chapter, for all intents and purposes, was supposed to be the last entry. We had Corey Feldman as Tommy Jarvis, and he is in a brief cameo in this film in a dream sequence. He unfortunately could not return in this film because he was filming The Goonies. So they kind of had to change the story a bit and time jump it. And what I love about this film is that it time jumps everything, but it's pretty much still set in the 80s. They do a great job of keeping continuity. You know, there's a lot of franchises. Halloween, for example, you could have your Choose Your Own Adventure multiverse edition of Halloween. You know, this tries to keep the continuity, and they do something different. There's some decisions made in this film that would probably make longtime fans upset. I was kind of a little bit bummed, but one thing I do respect about this film is the twists and who the killer is very much reminiscent of the original film, in that it's not Jason. Jason is dead. But I do love the opening of this. We see Corey Feldman as Tommy Jarvis witness Jason being resurrected in a way. People finding his grave and Jason coming back to life, and then we wake up and it's older Tommy Jarvis, who this time is played by John Shepherd. And John Shepherd plays a very different type of Tommy Jarvis in this. I have to say, though, I do like how he basically researched mental patients and facilities and tried to bring that to this role. It may not be the most accurate per se, but it is interesting what they did here with Tommy Jarvis and his fear of Jason coming back. There's a lot they could have done with that isn't really paid off until part 6 with Jason Lives. And this is directed by Danny Steinman. He hasn't really done much, but he had supposedly a background in the adult film industry and porn, and this does feel very Skinamax, so to speak. It feels like a softcore movie instead of a slasher film like the previous 4 entries. One thing you could tell is that they made a lot of cuts with the MPAA. Not only the quality going down, but the MPAA causing a bunch of edits in these later entries. You could definitely see a steady decline with the content, even for this franchise, compared to the first 4 films. And you know, we get to see Tommy Jarvis secluded in this halfway house in the countryside. And this is where the film starts, and this young man is killed, and it triggers a series of killings. And what's interesting about this is, like the original Friday the 13th, this film is a whodunit. It's quite obvious who it is with musical cues and stuff. And this twist of this paramedic being this killer and the father of the man who was murdered. But one nice touch is that the hockey mask has blue lines instead of red, letting you know that this is not Jason. And even a better touch is a dream sequence at the beginning having the proper red marks of Jason. And it's cool, you have an actress in this that actually is named Deborah Voorhees. There's some interesting stuff there. The actors in this thought they were making a film called Repetition. That was the fake title. They had no idea it was a Friday the 13th film. And you could say there is some great disappointment on their end, seeing what franchise they were a part of. And you know, despite it being a polarizing film, it did make a lot of money at the box office. I mean, we wouldn't have 8 Friday the 13th films with Paramount. We wouldn't have Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, or Freddy vs. Jason, or the remake. There's a reason why these films were successful, and they know what they are. You know, it isn't trying to be pretentious, trying to be artsy. It's like Friday the 13th knows the type of sleaze and trash it is. It knows it's a slasher film. It knows you want to see nudity. It knows you want to see killing. It knows you want to see scares. You just want to see Jason tear some shit up and kill a lot of people at Camp Crystal Lake. And this film is a bit different in that regard, but you still get some of the bloodiest kills, and and the most content out of some of them at this point. And I have to say, that's what makes it kind of entertaining, even for people who aren't, so to speak, a fan of this franchise. It is a solid watch. However, I don't think it's up to the previous 4 films or even its sequel. This film ends with Tommy Jarvis as a killer, and that's regarded as a dream scene. Originally, they're supposed to have him as the new Jason. You kind of saw elements of that in Halloween Ends with Michael Myers and Corey. You would have had that here, but luckily the course corrected, and again, like Michael Myers, Jason never really dies, and he's brought back. This is a solid watch, but if I had to give it a score, I'd give it a 2.5 out of 5. This is probably my least favorite one that I've seen so far. And it's not just because Jason's not the killer, because, his mother was a killer in the original, and that was still a pretty solid movie, even with its budget and the tone of it and everything. You could tell the quality is going down. And after Final Chapter, just like many other horror franchises, or just franchises in general, once you reach a solid conclusion, they figure, hey, we can make more money. Why stop this? And you could tell it's made for money after having a logical conclusion point. And that's what this feels like. It feels like a Halloween Resurrection after Halloween H2O, or even a Halloween 4 or 3 after Halloween 2. Except Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers, is a good movie. You can check out my review on that. The Friday the 13th films are special, and I just wanted to briefly talk about this film since I haven't gone over it on the Final Cut. Wanted to have some more Final Cut episodes for the month of Halloween. And since it is Friday the 13th, remember the rules, everyone. Yeah, let me know how you're going to celebrate the holiday today and what you're dressing up as for Halloween. In the meantime, check out these other videos for more content. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Till next time.